And good evening to everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome to Card Sharks here. This is episode number 317 on the series, and we are about to go live here. So, again, thank you to everyone out there, to Robert and to Mr. Bill McD as well, Willie Mack. Good to see y'all. Appreciate you coming in and watching our live game. About to go down. Have some things to talk about here once we get to it. But again, just want to say thank you so much for your continued support as we are getting closer to wrapping up 2024 here on the channel and moving into 2025. So again, just a reminder to you guys out there, if you're watching this live or if you happen to be watching this on demand later on, if you'd like to send an opening poem for the show, make sure you leave it in the comment section down below or in the live chat, and I'll try to go pick out the best ones, and we'll give you a shout out here on the air when we do it. Just like we are for one of our own here at MVG, as I give thanks to Mr. Scott Seffy McVeigh for tonight's opening poem. So, without any more further ado, let's get to tonight's game, shall we? Aces and deuces are the best cards yet. But when you play with Nate, you have to make a small bet on Card Sharks. This is a game where a single turn of the cards can win you over $32,000 in cash. And now, here's the host of the show, Brandon Scruggs. Thank you all so much. Welcome in. I think our music guy decided to duck out early on me on that one, but what can I say there? Welcome aboard to Card Sharks here. Glad to have you here with us. And as you saw in our last episode, we managed to crown a new champion. Unfortunately, he has decided to take a break from MVG for a little bit, so he's not here. So tonight we're gonna get two more contestants, and we're gonna get them in here. I'm gonna crown ourselves a new champion here. So let's meet them here. Starting with our red player first up, we have Scott Yoko. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself. Where you from? What you doing?
Well, I'm a poker dealer at a major casino on the East Coast. When I'm not dealing cards, I am a cosplayer and a VTuber on Twitch, and I travel to many different local anime conventions hosting game shows.
Mm-hmm. And what do you stream on Twitch?
I mainly stream Formula One, and right now I'm streaming Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah, I would say that's been a big game over this past year.
Yes.
What got you into Formula One racing?
I've been into Formula One since 2019. I guess it had to deal with seeing the Monaco Grand Prix.
Okay. Did you just go see it live?
No, I was watching it on TV and then just started rooting for Lewis Hamilton ever since.
Yeah, but I think he starts with his new team next season, I believe. So.
Yep, he goes to Ferrari next season.
Yep. Should be a good one there for sure. So.
Yep,
anyway,
hopefully he gets number 8.
Yeah, we shall see. But anyway, welcome to the program. Good luck to you. And
Thank you.
Meet your opponent playing with us. Also getting first chance to play for the first time this season, we have Miss Nancy Martin. Nancy, welcome to the program.
Hi, Brandon. How you doing?
Doing fine. Miss Nancy, remind the good folks at home a little bit about you, where you're from, what you do, and all that.
Well, I just turned 30. I am from Bexley, Ohio, which is a Columbus suburb.
Mm-hmm.
I am a janitor with a passion of being a plus-size model one day. I love video games, swimming, game shows, obviously, modeling, traveling, eating out, and shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I host my own game shows on my YouTube channel, too.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we'll look forward to that there, and I'm glad to have you aboard here on the show. Those are our contestants for our first game of Card Sharks. So let's get right to our game, guys. You know how this works. We're going to play a best 2 out of 3 matchup here. The objective, of course, is to call the next card in your deck higher or lower than the previous one. Work your way across the board. If you do that, you'll pick up $500 for each game. And winner goes on to those big money cards with a chance at $32,000 more. So, without further ado, of course, you get control of your cards by answering a high-low question. And as always, we're going to start with a first question to our player who's going to be our de facto champion, I guess, for this one, and that is you, Yoko. So, Yoko, first question tonight is yours. We confidentially asked 100 New York City cab drivers, have you ever dented a parked car and then driven away without telling anyone? How many of those cab drivers admit they've driven away after denting a car?
Oh, well, considering I do live in New York, I know the feeling on that one. I'm going to say that number is going to be pretty high. I'm going to say 62.
62 out of those 100 cab drivers said they have, in fact, hit a parked car and drove away from it. Nancy, higher or lower than 62?
Well, even though New York has a lot of people, I don't think cab drivers should be that stupid enough to do that. So I'm going to say lower.
I'm going to say lower than that. All right. Yep. Well, if the answer is lower, of course, then you'll get control of your cards first. If not, it goes to Yoko. The actual number of cab drivers who have dented a parked car and then driven away without telling anyone is 23. It is lower.
Yep.
All right, Nancy, you've got control of the cards, so let's take a look at your opening base card for this first match. An 8, the Dirty Snowman up the middle.
Can we actually see the screen, please?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Got to throw that up for our folks in our Discord here.
That's okay.
But you do have an 8.
Big mistakes. Oh, as for the 8, please get rid of it.
Okay, changing the 8 out, and instead of the 8, we will now find a queen.
Ooh, okay. That's pretty good. I'm going to go lower.
Go on, lower than a queen. It's a 6.
Okay. Let's stop right there and freeze.
Okay, going to take the one card advantage, keeping Yoko away from his cards. And we'll continue on with question number 2. This one is for you, Nancy. Mm-hmm. Nancy, we asked 100 prison inmates. Now that you know what you've done wrong, could you commit the same crime again without getting caught? How many of those 100 prison inmates said they, in fact, could commit the same crime they did and not get caught?
Well, I think a lot of them do get caught with what they did, which put them there in the first place. So I'm going to say about 25 of them.
25 of them said they could commit the same crime without getting caught this time. Yoko, higher or lower than 25?
I'm going to say that's probably going to be a little bit higher.
A little higher than there. All right. Let us see. The actual number of prison inmates who said they could commit the same crime again and not get caught is 33. It is just slightly higher.
Okay.
All right. Yoko, you've got control this time. Let's open you look at your base card. Oh, you also got an 8.
Get rid of it.
Makes sense. Away the 8 goes. Probably because it's so cold outside is why we're getting all these snowmen showing up more than likely. Instead of the 8, we'll now find a king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. It's a 6.
I'm going to freeze.
All right, both of you have a 6 of clubs right now, both with needing 3 cards to complete the round. Go on to question number 3. This one is for you, Yoko. All right, Yoko, we asked 100 dentists, would you date someone who had terrible teeth? How many of those 100 dentists said they, in fact, would?
Ooh. I'm going to say, considering if they had terrible teeth, I mean, there is an advantage of dating a dentist because they could probably get that taken care of. But I'm going to say it's probably going to be a low number. I'm going to go 45.
45 out of 100 of them said that they would date someone with terrible teeth. Nancy, higher or lower than 45?
I imagine that's going to be even lower.
You say it's going to even be lower than that. All right, let's see. The actual number of dentists who, in fact, would date someone with terrible teeth is 40. Is just slightly lower.
Well, you were close, Yoko.
Yeah, very close. Yep. And as a reminder to our folks at home, if anybody ever gets an answer directly on the nose during our game, they will pick up an additional $1,000 bonus.
Ooh.
All right. So Nancy, you got control here, and you've got that 6. What would you want to do?
I would like to change it, please.
Changing that 6. All right. Instead of the 6, you'll now play a queen.
Deja vu. Lower.
Lower than the queen. It's an 8 up the middle.
Hell no. Freeze.
Got a phrase right there. Taking one more card advantage, and now we're to our 4th and final question of this round. Someone must win on this play of the cards, and of course the question goes to Nancy. Nancy, we asked 100 high school seniors, have you ditched class in the past month? How many of those 100 high school seniors said they have?
Ooh. Ah, man. Trying to flashback to 2013. I don't think many of them did. So I would imagine out of the 100 that have been polled, I don't think too many of them have. So I'm going to say about 30.
30 out of 100 of them said that they've ditched class in the last month. Yoko, what do you think? Higher or lower than 30?
You also have senior skip day and everything, so I'm going to say the number's going to be a little bit higher.
I'll say higher than that. Well, for all important control of the cards here, the actual number of high school seniors who have ditched class in the past month is 44. It is higher. Almost half of them have. That's amazing. All right, Yoko, decision time for you, sir. You have a 6. You can change your card and play it. You need 3 cards to win this first game of the match. Nancy has an 8. She can't change it. She needs 2 cards. What would you like to do? Would you like to play or pass?
I'm going to pass it.
All right, Nancy, on to you. You've got that 8. You got to call both cards correct to win the first game. If not, make a mistake. It goes to Yoko.
Okay, I'm going to go lower.
And on, lower than the 8. It's a 4.
All right, higher.
For the first game of the match, higher than a 4. It's a 70. She's got it. Very nice. And you were on the board there, $500. All done. You got the first game of the match. Of course,
Thank you.
Need to let's see if Yoko can play a little catch up here as we clear the board out. Deal the next cards off the top of the deck. And we'll continue on with game number 2. This time our challenger goes first. So Nancy, this first question goes to you.
All right.
Nancy, we asked 100 4th graders to complete this familiar phrase. Better late than blank. How many of those 100 4th graders knew that the phrase was better late than never?
Ooh. I think by that point that a lot of them should know that phrase. So I would say about 80 of them would.
80?
Never is the right phrase.
80, you said?
Yes.
Okay, 80 of them says they would. Yoko, higher or lower than 80?
I'm going to go lower.
I'm going to say lower than that. Let's see. The actual number of 4th graders who knew the full phrase was better late than never is 22. It's actually not. It's not that high. Only 1 out of 5.
You've got to be kidding me.
I wish I was, but sadly it is not the case here. So, all right. So with that said, Yoko, you've got control of the cards. Let's take a look at your base card as you try to play catch up here. You start with a king.
Let's go lower. Let's keep and go lower.
Lower than a king. It's a jack.
Let's go lower.
Lower again than the jack. It's a 9.
One more. Lower than the 9.
Try it on. Lower than the 9. Oh no, as a jack. Cost you those 3 cards there, giving Nancy a free chance to play her base card of an ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace. It's a 5.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. It's a 10.
Ooh. I'm going to stop right there. Freeze.
I'm going to freeze there, taking the 2 card advantage over Yoko. As we move now on to question number 2, this one is for Yoko. Yoko, we asked 100 bodybuilders, are you afraid of spiders? How many of those 100 bodybuilders admitted they are, in fact, afraid of spiders?
I know a lot of people that are afraid of spiders. But I'm going to say it's probably going to be a small number of that. I'm going to say 32.
32 out of 100 of them said they are afraid of spiders. Nancy, higher or lower than 32?
I agree with your logic, Yoko, but I will say I am deathly afraid of spiders. If you put a spider in front of me, I will scream bloody hell. But as for that, I'm going to say higher.
I'm going to say higher than that. Okay.
Right.
Let's see. The actual number of bodybuilders who said that admitted that they are, in fact, afraid of spiders is 47 is higher. All right. Let's see what we can do with that. Nancy, you've got control. You've got that 10.
I'd like to change it, please.
All right, changing that 10 instead of the 10. You'll now play a jack.
All right, decent. Let's try lower.
Lower than the jack. Oh no, another jack. Pairs do not play in this game very well. So Yoko, a free chance to play your king.
Lower than the king.
Lower than the king. It's a 3.
Higher than the 3.
Going higher. It's a 7.
I'm going to freeze.
Oh, I'm going to freeze it up. Tie up the match there. Both players now needing 2 cards here. So move on to question number 3. This one goes back to Nancy. Nancy, we asked 100 people, if you could only eat one or the other for the rest of your life, would you rather choose cake or pie? How many of those 100 people said they would, in fact, rather eat cake for the rest of their life?
Well, if you asked me that question individually, I would prefer cake. And I prefer cake.
Mm-hmm.
But as for the 100 people you asked, oh gosh. I'm going to say about 65 of them.
65 of them say that they would rather eat cake than pie for the rest of their lives. Yoga, higher or lower than 65?
I'm going to say lower.
I'm going to say lower than that. All right, let's see. The actual number of people that would prefer to eat cake over pie for the rest of their lives is 56, is just slightly lower.
Only I inverted those numbers.
Yep, Nancy, you would say you inverted the numbers, you would have had a perfect match there. All right. Yoko, you've got control. You've got that 7.
Let's change it, please.
All right, changing that 7 instead of the 7. We now find a 10.
Let's go lower.
Well, lower than 10. It's a 2.
Higher!
For to tie up the match, higher than a 2. It's a king. He's got it. Very nice. And there we are. Just like that, we are all tied up 1 game apiece. Each player has $500. So it comes down to our sudden death question now, and our round decide who's going to go on to play the money cards. 3 cards, only 1 question for the both of you. And as always, the de facto champion or champion would get the question. So Yoko, this is for you.
Okay.
We asked 100 dog owners, has your dog ever walked in on you during sexy time? How many of those dog owners said, in fact, their dog has walked in on them during sexy time?
Well, 2 of my friends are actually dog walkers. And dogs are very curious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that number's got to be a little bit higher. I'm going to say, let's say about 39.
39 of them say their dogs have walked in on them during sexy time. Nancy, higher or lower than 39?
Oh, why?
Why? Because I had to ask the question, and you've got to answer it. So that's sort of why.
Oh my god! Man, I think I'm gonna lose my sanity over this. Higher.
I'm going to say higher than that. All right.
Yeah.
All right. For all important control of the cards, the actual number of dog owners who have had their dog walk in on them during sexy time is 50. It was right up the middle.
Ooh.
All right, Nancy, here is how sudden death works. I'm going to show you each of your base cards, and then you'll have a decision to make whether you want to play yours or pass the control to Yoko. Whoever plays it has to call both cards correct in order to win the game of the match. Make a mistake, your opponent will win. However, Nancy, remember, since you won the question, you have the right to change your base card if you decide to play, so keep that in mind. I'll start by showing you the base cards. Yoko's base card is a 4. Your base card is a 2.
I'll play it.
Gonna play it. All right. Call them both right.
Higher.
You're going on. Higher than a 2. It's a 3.
Higher.
To become the new champion here, higher than a 3. It's a jack. She's got it. Very nice. Congratulations, Miss Nancy. You got $1,000. You're going to play the money cards here in just a minute. Yoko, played a fantastic game, sir. Just didn't quite work out for you today. Did you have fun with us?
Yes, I did. It's just the way the cards come out.
Yeah, well, you're not leaving here empty-handed. You picked up one game, so you got $500 in cash, and our thanks for playing. Give it up for Scott Yoko, everybody.
Good luck in the money cards.
Thank you, Mr. Yoko.
All right. Miss Nancy, you got $1,000 so far. You ready to see if you can't add another 32 grand to it?
Ready.
Well, let's get right to it, and let's play those money cards. All right, time for the money cards. Of course, you know how this works. We're going to start you off with $200 of brand new betting money. You're going to work your way across that bottom row till you get to the second row of cards, where we'll give you additional $400 and 3 more cards. Remember, minimum bets are $50 each until you get up to the big bet card. There, you must wager at least half your winnings. And remember, you can change if you get stuck along the way. You can change one card on each level. One of the 3 extra cards will be on the side of the board. And should you manage to do a perfect double all the way to the top of the board, you're going to win $32,000.
That would be incredible.
All right. Well, let's see what you can do with them. Ready?
Ready.
Let's get to it. Let's deal those cards. Give her a fresh $200 of betting money. And there it is. And let's take a look at your opening base card. We start with a jack.
Okay. I'm going to go $100, and I'm going to go lower.
All right, $100. Lower than the jack. It's a 2.
All right, I'm going to go all in on higher.
Makes sense to me. Can't lose on a push here on the money card. So for $600, higher than a 2. It's an ace.
I'm going to go all in on lower.
Come on, for $1,200, lower than that ace. It's a queen. Good start. $1,200 so far. We move that up. Give you another $400 there. You have $1,600, and that's still a great card.
Okay, I'm going to go $600 on lower.
All right, $600 here. Lower than the queen. Oh, no, it's a king. Unfortunately, lose 6 there. You still got $1,000 and a better card.
Okay, I'm going to go all in on lower.
Come on, double up for $2,000. Lower than a king. It's an 8 up the middle.
Okay, I would like to change the number 8 with number 2.
All right, change it with card number 2. All right, instead of the 8, you'll now play a 5.
Okay, I'm going to bet $500 on higher.
And $500 here if this card is higher than a 5. It is. It was a king. $2,500 now as we move that on up. Would you like to keep it?
Yes, please. I'm going to go $2,000 on lower.
All right, big bet here. You'll either finish with $500 or $4,500 if this card is lower than a king. There it is. You got it.
Thank you.
$4,500 in your bank. We're at the $1,000 you won in the upfront game. A one-game total now, $5,500. Well done. All right, we're going to find Miss Nancy another opponent. We'll be back with some more Card Sharks right after this. Do not go anywhere, go. That's it done. Welcome back here to Card Sharks here. Nancy's our new champion now. She's got $5,500 so far, and she's ready to see if she can't add some more to it as she takes on her first challenger in her reign as champion. Please welcome in from the great state of LH.
Oh.
It's Kevin Henry.
How'd I get here? Where'd I come from?
That door, that car, that parking lot, that road, all the way from that state.
Oh, yeah.
How's it going, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great, buddy.
I'm glad to have you here. For those of you who may not be anointed with Kevin, he's one of my fellow mans and a good friend of mine here. But Kevin, why don't you tell the folks at home a little more about yourself?
Well, I'm not going to go through the usual stuff, because if you don't know who I am by now, then shame on you. Welcome to Earth. Take your pick. I will tell you, however, that today, well, first of all, I'm engaged to Katie, of course, and who actually had a pretty good, albeit brief, run on Card Sharks a couple weeks ago. She's been teaching me how to cook a little more than I did, and today she broke my cherry in the baking field.
Ah, what did you bake?
We made lots of cookies. We made these, I'm not going to be able to name them, but they're these cookies with these Hershey's Kisses in the middle, peanut blossoms, pecan tarts, and caramel tassies, Buckeyes, and butter cookies.
All right.
I took the cue. I took the cue from her. We were at it all day, and it was. Other than the fact, I'm not a big fan of getting my hands dirty, but I did for her. So
I would think so. Let's say chocolate chips always been my personal favorite when it comes to
sure.
cookies. Like, there's just something about a good fresh chocolate chip cookie that just brings a sense of just happiness, genuine joy.
Absolutely.
Well, you think you can wash your hands long enough to play our game here?
I don't know. Hang on. Honey, can I? Yeah. She says yeah.
All right, then let's play some Card Sharks. All right, Nancy is our champion now. You're playing the red cards. Kevin, you'll be playing the blue cards. And this first question goes to our champion, Nancy. Nancy, we asked 100 women in a California studio audience, do you consider yourself beautiful? How many of those 100 women from that California studio audience said yes, they do find themselves beautiful?
Before I go any further with that, Kevin, as a fellow Ohioan myself, Buckeyes are my favorite.
Same.
And as for the beautiful question, well, everyone, including men, should consider themselves beautiful. I mean, I'm beautiful. Everyone here is beautiful. The host is beautiful. Everyone in the studio audience is beautiful. The contestant next to me is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful.
No, I'm not.
Okay, repeat the question, Brandon.
Again, we asked 100 women in a California studio audience, do you consider yourself beautiful? How many of them said yes?
85.
85 out of 100 of them said that they do consider themselves beautiful. Kevin, higher or lower than 85?
Katie's beautiful, and she's not even from California.
There you go.
You know that as well as I do.
Way to earn those brownie points from the bakery there. Anyway. Again, just called it like I see it anyhow.
I tell you what. I wish I could fully agree with Nancy on this one. And it's not that I don't. It's just that I believe that in this day and age, there's a lot more insecurity that goes on than there should be. So I got to go lower.
Let's say lower than that. That seems reasonable. It's like, I know I'm not the ugliest person on the planet, but I don't consider myself beautiful. I consider myself decent. It's like
You're all right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm all right. And I'm perfectly fine with being all right. And let's see how many of these women found themselves that actually consider themselves beautiful. The actual number is 27. It is much lower.
Lots of insecurity.
Yep, I think you hit the nail on the head on that one there, Kevin. All right, you get to play your cards first, sir. So here's your opening base card, a 5.
I'm gonna make a bold move and change that.
Gonna change it, all right? Instead of the 5, you'll now play a queen.
Lower than the lady.
Lower than the queen. Oh no, it is a king. Maybe you should have kept the 5 there, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Nancy, Free crack at your cards. Your base card, a 2.
Excellent. Higher.
Higher than a 2. It's a jack.
Lower, please.
Lower than the jack. A 10.
I'm going to stop right there. Freeze.
All right, taking the 2-card advantage that you got there as we move on to question number 2. This one is for you, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
This is something that is actually right up your alley, based on your
Ooh.
past experience. We asked 100 divorced men.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Do you avoid locations where you might run into your ex? How many of those 100 divorced men said they do?
Well, that was never an issue with me because my ex lived. Well, actually, both of them lived in the Central Ohio area, and I was living mostly in the Cincinnati area. So that was well over 100 miles apart. So that was never an issue for me. I don't think that a lot of divorced men find their exes in a lot of places. So I'm going to say that's a close to middle of the road number. I know that some do. I have no doubt about that. I'll say 37.
37 out of 100 divorced men said they avoid places where they might run into
Right
their
up
ex.
my alley.
Nancy, higher or lower than 37? Well, you're the one who's divorced. I'm just saying.
That's true, but still.
I'm saying. I was only saying that because you might have went through some experience with that, and you at least had a knowledge base to pull from. Nancy, what about you?
I do agree with you, Kevin. I agree with your logic 100%. But I'm going to say it's going to be a little bit higher.
I'll say a little bit higher than that. We shall see. The actual number of divorced men who avoided locations where they might run into their ex is 42. It is just a little bit higher. Yep, I think you both were spot on there with your assessments on that. So, well done there. All right, Nancy, you've got control of the cards. You've got that 10.
I would like to change it, please.
All right, changing that 10. She doesn't like it. Instead, she'll play. Ooh, the 8 up the middle.
Well, we got to go lower.
Try and lower than the 8. Oh, no, a queen. Lose that card there and gives Kevin a free chance to play his queen.
I need this lady to be nice. Let's go lower.
Try again. Lower than the queen. Oh, no. Pairs do not play, unfortunately, there. Nobody making any progress there as we move on to question number 3 in this first round here. This one goes to Nancy. Nancy, we asked 100 dads, have you ever had your nails painted? How many of those 100 dads said, in fact, they have?
Well, in today's world, if I see a man with painted nails, I think he'd be beautiful. I've seen men with painted nails all the time. So I'm going to say about 60 of them. 60.
All right, 60 of them say that they've had their nails painted. Kevin, higher or lower than 60?
The key to this question is how many dads.
Yes.
If they've got a daughter, they are painting daddy's fingernails.
Probably.
Oh.
I had a niece who asked to paint my nails. I said, go right ahead. What did she paint them? Hot orange.
Well,
I love orange.
It wasn't hot pink. Hey, they were safety nails for you for your truck driving. I'm like, it could have worked. I'm just saying.
And I've actually, had an acquaintance who was a Marine back in the day in the greater Cincinnati area who made a video of his daughter painting his nails. So to those people, to those dads, I say, hell yeah. And if for some reason one day Katie gives me a daughter and she wants to paint my nails, go right ahead.
Oh.
But then again, there are some of those masculine dads who would be like, no, do not paint my nails. So I got to go with the odds on this one and say lower than 60.
I'm going to say lower than that, just playing the odds.
I just took up the whole hour. I'm sorry. Good night, everybody.
Yep, show's over. Got to roll the credits. No, we're going to finish the game. We got time here. The actual number of dads who said they have had their nails painted before is 44 is just slightly lower. It's a little less than half there. All right, Kevin, you got control. You got that queen still.
I'd be a fool to change it. Let's go lower.
All right, third time's the charm. Lower than the queen. There it is, Jack.
Lower question mark question mark?
Lower than a Jack. Answer? It's a 9.
Do I dare?
That's up to you to decide, sir. I cannot tell you.
Lower.
Going on lower than the 9. It's a 7.
All right, I'll freeze.
All right, he's had enough there. Needing just one more card to win the round, and we are on our fourth and final question of this one. Someone must win on this play of the cards. The question goes to you, Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin, we asked 120-somethings. Should smartphones and tablets be banned from live concerts? How many of those 120-somethings said, in fact, that they should?
Wow. You know, this past summer, Katie and I went to... I know I talk about her a lot. I can't help it. We went to, what, 5, 6 concerts this year? Something like that. The last one we saw was Jelly Roll, and he was fantastic. Cell phones galore. I don't think many of these 20-somethings said that they should be banned. That was the question, right? How many of them said smartphones and tablets should be banned?
Yes, it should be banned from live concerts.
Not many. But I'm sure some did. 18.
All right, 18 out of 100 of them said that should be banned at live concerts. Nancy, higher or lower than 18?
Oh, as for the previous question, real men do wear pink. Real men do wear pink. But as for the current question, I'm going to say it's even lower.
I'm going to say even lower.
I see a lot of cell phones in concerts, so...
Okay. Well, let's see
if
what
it's 0, I'm going to cry.
Well, no. The answers here on Card Sharks, it's very... I don't think I've ever had a 0 question come up. If it has, it was like playing through like one of the random number generator ones from Big John's, possibly. But most of these have an answer of at least 1. Let's see what this one is. The actual number of 20-something-year-olds that said that tablets and smartphones should be banned at live concerts is 28. It's not lower, it's higher.
Wow. I mean, even I'm shocked at that.
Yeah, almost 1 out of every 3 of them believe that. I guess they say it takes away from some of the actual enjoying the live concert experience. So
maybe those who feel like they get in the way, perhaps, but everyone's flashing their phones and all that stuff, especially inside arenas.
I think they want to keep those memories, and that's probably a lot of the reason why they want to keep them like that. So who knows?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. But Kevin, you've got the decision to make, sir. You've got a 7. You can change yours, and you need just 1 more card to win the first game of the match. Nancy has an 8. She needs 2 cards. Decision's yours. You want to play it or pass?
I've got to try, no offense intended, to break Nancy's lucky streak here. I'm going to take it myself and change it.
Okay. Going to take it himself. He's going to change that 7. Your all-important base card is now a 10.
Well, I haven't seen many low cards in my deck, so I got to go lower.
For the first game of the match, lower than 10. It's a 9. He's got it.
Congratulations, Kevin.
That was a wild sequence of cards.
Yes, it was. Very nice done.
Kidding.
Almost had a straight showing on the board there, but well done. Game 1 is yours. $500. You're on the board, and you need 1 more game to become the new champion as we clear out the cards and get started with round number 2 with the first question this time going to you, Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 8th graders. In a deck of cards, there are 4 suits: clubs, diamonds, hearts, and what? How many of those 100 8th graders knew that the 4th suit was spades?
I'll tell a quick story about that. When I was in 8th grade, I have no artistic ability whatsoever. But in 8th grade, I got this hair up my butt one day and made this still life painting of a bunch of cards face up, messed up in a pile on a table, and I put the ace of spades on top, and I painted that, and I got a blue ribbon at the art fair that year. The only time I have ever done that, the only time I ever will do that. So I don't know where the idea came from. I still don't know. But be that as it may, I gotta imagine a lot of kids know how to play cards. They know the 4 suits. 55.
55 out of 100 of them. You say you knew what the fourth suit was spades. Nancy, higher or lower than 55?
Well, first off, Kevin, congratulations on your achievement, and I would have loved to see that artwork. But
Appreciate
55
that.
is too low. Higher.
I'm going to say higher than that. All right. Let's see. The actual number of 8th graders that knew that the fourth suit in the deck of cards, besides clubs, diamonds, and hearts, was spades is 54. It is not higher. Kevin almost nailing it right on the nose there. With a very good guess there. So, Kevin, you've got control. Let's take a look at your opening base card. It's a 6.
Change it, please.
Changing that 6 out. And instead of the 6, you'll now play a queen.
Oh, this again. Well, I've already wiped out 2 queens out of my deck, so let's go lower.
Lower than the queen. Oh, no. An ace. Fortunately caught you there. Lose that base card. Nancy, free chance to play your base card of a 3.
Ooh, higher.
Higher than the 3. It's a 6.
Oh. I better quit while I'm ahead. Freeze.
Gonna freeze right there. Take the 1 card advantage. As we move on now to question number 2, this one is for you, Nancy. Nancy, we asked 100 married women, have you ever taken money out of your husband's wallet without him ever noticing that it was missing? How many of those 100 married women said yes, they have?
Hey, who the hell would do that? I mean, that's stupid. I mean, at least have the courage to ask your husband. I mean, honestly, 30.
What was that?
My answer is 30.
30. Sorry, it cut out just a little bit. So 30 it is.
It's okay.
Kevin, higher or lower than 30?
Katie's giving me a look of contempt right now. I gotta say higher.
I'm going to say higher than that. Let's see. Well, the actual number of married women who have taken money out of their husband's wallet without them ever noticing it and it was missing is 5. It is not higher. It's much lower.
Out of town.
I don't know how much truth there is behind that, but I guess when it comes to financials, men paid more attention. I don't know. Let's see there. But all right, Nancy, you've got control of the cards. You've got that 6.
Can I please change it?
You can, because you won the question. Changing that 6 now becomes another 3.
Deja vu. Again. Higher. Again.
Higher than 3. Oh, no! Trip 3s catches you off guard there. You lose that one. Kevin, a free chance with your queen.
That's a damn good hand in poker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fortunately, this isn't net poker. This is Card Sharks here.
True enough. Let's go lower.
Lower
Again.
Come on, lower than the queen. It's a 5.
It's a miracle. Higher.
Come on, higher than 5. Oh, no! 3 caught you as well. Ugly there.
Oh,
Go
Lord.
back to that base card there. We move on now to question number 3 for this round. This one goes to you, Kevin. All right, Kevin, we asked 100 senior citizens, did a milkman deliver milk to your house when you were growing up? How many of those 100 senior citizens said, yes, the milkman did deliver?
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. I was putting Seamus in a chokehold for those cards.
God, no. Please don't hurt Seamus. It's the holiday season.
I didn't hurt him. I just suffocated him a little bit.
Medic, will somebody make sure he's all right over there, please?
He's fine. Milkmen delivering to senior citizens. That was the thing back in the day, so I would say a good number of them. 67.
67 out of 100 of them said they had the milkman delivered to their house. Nancy, higher or lower than 67?
You know what? I think it's even higher.
I'm saying it's even higher than that. All right, let's see. The actual number of senior citizens who had a milkman actually deliver milk to their house while they were growing up is 64. It is not higher, just a bit lower. Kevin is on fire with his guesses today. He might actually pick up the $1,000 bonus. We'll see. But Kevin, you've got your cards. You got that queen again.
Lower, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Again with the question marks, and me with the answer of it is lower with a deuce.
If I see another deuce, Seamus is already walking off the stage. Let's go higher.
Run, Seamus. Higher than a deuce. It's a 9 up the middle. Now there's a good hand for blackjack there. That's 21. Anyway.
That it is.
How do we feel about the 9, though?
Considering Nancy has a tray showing, I'm going to freeze.
Going to freeze right there. All right. Needing 2 cards to win this round. Nancy needing 3, and we are at our 4th and final question. Once again, someone must win on this play of the cards. Question, of course, going to Nancy. Nancy, we asked 100 single women from Los Angeles, have you ever gone out with a guy who was wearing more jewelry than you? How many of those 100 women from Los Angeles said, in fact, they have gone out with a guy who was wearing more jewelry than them?
I'm not going to waste any time. 50.
50, right up the middle there is what she says. Kevin, put the pressure on you. Higher or lower than 50?
Well, I'm in a bit of a dilemma here because I honestly do not know a lot about Los Angeles culture. In all my travels, I've never been out to California. So, and I think movies sometimes stereotype. I will say men wearing more jewelry than women, right?
Yeah. Again, have you ever gone out with a guy who was wearing more jewelry than you? How many of them have said that they have?
I'm going to say lower.
You're going to say lower than that.
Yeah.
For all important control of the cards, the actual number of women in Los Angeles who have gone out with a guy who is wearing more jewelry than them is 38. It is just a little lower. All right, Kevin. Again, decision time is yours. You've got that 9. You can change it and play your 2 cards. Nancy has a 3. She needs 3 cards. What would you like to do?
I'm going to pass this time.
Going to pass. All right, Nancy, it's on you. You need all 3 cards to tie up the match. Make one mistake, Kevin becomes our new champion.
Higher.
Higher than 3. It's a 10.
Lower.
Going on lower than the 10. It's a 4.
Higher.
For the tie up the match, higher than a 4. It's a 7. She's got it.
Wow.
Very nice. 1 game apiece for each of our players here. $500. We got a good one here. We're going to go ahead and clear out the board and set up for our sudden death tiebreaker round. And this question goes, of course, to you, Nancy. Nancy, we asked 100 people, are you wearing underwear or are you going commando? How many of those 100 people said, in fact, that they were going commando?
Oh my God. Why? Seriously. Why? I mean, that is just gross, and I know one person who doesn't wear underwear, but I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say 20 out of 100.
I'm gonna say 20 out of 100 of them. In fact, we're going commando. All right, Kevin, higher or lower than higher or lower than 20?
I'm going to confirm this with the authority over here, darling. Do I like going commando? No way. There are men who do go commando. I wildly disagree with Nancy. I gotta go higher.
I'm gonna say higher than that. All right. All important control the cards. The actual number of men who were going commando versus going wearing underwear at the time we asked this question to them is 22. It is actually higher, just barely. All right, Kevin, you've got control of the tiebreaker here. It all comes down to you. Here is the cards, and you decide what you want to do. We'll start by showing you Nancy's base card is a 5. Your base card is an 8.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to play this myself.
Okay, you're going to play it yourself. All right, you have the 8.
Let's change it.
All right, changing that base card. Instead of the 8 for the tiebreaker round, you are now playing a Jack.
All right. Let's go lower.
On, lower than the Jack. Oh no, it's an ace, and Nancy is still our champion. Congratulations. Well played, both of you here. Nancy will play the money cards in a second. Kevin, valiant effort, sir. Just was not meant to be today. But did you have fun playing at least?
Now I'm going to have a lot more fun going to chase Seamus. Come here!
Ah, no! Seamus, run! Well, we'll send Kevin off with the $500 that he's earned here, and our thanks for playing. And as for you, Miss Nancy, you've got $6,500 to your credit now. You ready to see if you can't win another $32,000?
Yeah, just as long as Kevin strangles shaped.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's play some more money cards. All right. Let's get straight into it because you know how this works. We'll deal those cards out, and hopefully that you get the $32,000 this time. Here's your $200, and we start you off with your base card of a 5.
All right, decent card. I'm gonna go $100 and higher.
$100 higher than a 5. It's another 5 as a push. No win, no loss on that one. You still have $200. Same bet.
I'm gonna actually change it this time. Number 1.
Okay, changing with number 1 instead of the 5 now. You will now play a 3.
Okay, let's go all in on higher.
All of it higher than a 3. It's a 7.
Okay, let's go $100 on higher.
$100. This card is higher than a 7. It's another 7. It's another push there. $400. We'll double it up as we move it up. So in the second level, you have $800 and a 7 now.
Okay, I would like to change it with number 2, please.
All right, changing with card number 2 instead of the 7. This time you'll play. Oh, another 7.
Oh my god! What the hell? Seamus. Kevin, can you bring Seamus back here, please?
No, please stop beating up on my help. It is almost Christmas. Be nice to him.
Come here. Come
Dang
on.
it.
Let me drag him back in here. I got him by his feet. I got him by his feet.
Kevin, untie him.
$100 on higher, please.
Oh my god. $100 higher than the 7. It's a queen. You got $900 now.
$500 on lower.
Big bet here. $500 lower than the queen. It's a 6. $1,400 now.
$400 on higher.
$400 more. If this is higher than a 6. Oh no, it is a 4. Cost you that $600 there. We move it on up. You want to keep that 4.
I will, and I'm going to bet $500 on higher.
All right. For $1,500, this card needs to be higher than a 4. And she's got it! Very nice. There we go. $1,500 there, added to the $6,500 you had in that front game. 2-game total now, $8,000 in cash. Well done there. Congratulations to you, and we will have you back here next week as we will continue your run here as champion here on Card Sharks. But folks, that is all the time we have for this episode here. Again, I want to thank you so much for your continued support here on the channel as we are winding down 2024 here. Again, I want to thank you all. Just a little behind the scenes notes here. This year here on the channel, we have finally crossed that number. We have had officially 200 new subscribers added to the channel here in 2024. So again, thank you all for your continued support and watching here. And remember, if there's any other episodes that you have missed from this season, you want to check them out, check out the Card Sharks Live playlist here on the channel. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell. That way you never miss out on all the fun and games going down here at MVG Productions. And until we see you next week with some more cards and some more cash to give away, I'm your host, Brandon Scruggs. From all of us here, we say thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Card Sharks. Till then, so long, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the final buzzer sounds and the lights dim on another exciting day, we bid farewell here at MVG Productions, broadcasting from the heart of Silva, North Carolina. Today we've seen contestants triumph, puzzles unravel, and fortunes change. We hope our game shows brought you thrills, laughter, and maybe a few nail-biting moments. Thank you for being a part of our audience, supporting us, and recognizing the vision of Brandon Scruggs, who owns and operates MVG Productions. Until next time, we leave you with our national anthem. Good night.